shock me at all if he doubled his catch number next year and darn near doubled his receiving yardage total. Because if he's healthy all year long, they're going to want to take some pressure off of the run game themselves, and Dak Prescott in his second season should be that much more confident throwing it downfield.
And some room to maneuver. A big play there out of the running game. 35 yards.
When big runs occur, sometimes there's a sense that things were pretty easy, and that one carried them down inside the 10. But getting into the end zone now, that won't be easy at all because you're going to face different defenses and not as much real estate to work with. Will they be able to run it, or will they have to throw it in order to try and score?
Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it is Cowboy. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They direct snap it to McFadden. Now Elliott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. Now Palmer to throw on 2nd down. And this is going to be caught? No, they say it's incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Palmer's hit, fumble. He loses the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
He'll rifle, and that's caught inside the 35. That one goes for 38 yards. And it'll give the Cardinals a 1st down. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Shift together here from the D-line. They come up in an offset eye. 1st and goal. Defense with their backs against the wall. That gets them 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting him a few yards.
And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. David Johnson, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals draw a bit closer. And that one makes it 14-7. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And 3 yards there takes them to the 45. Tackle made there by Tony Jefferson. And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down. And getting a look at the Wildcat here.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive. Partner, I know you call the play-by-play, but you know your ball. If I throw these numbers at you, all right, 6 yards shy of 2,000 of total yards from scrimmage for a rookie running back. What do you think?
Sounds like me in high school.
Sounds like you doing it, right?
It's really fascinating in what he was able to do. The thing for me, though, he did that as a rookie. Where do you go from here? I mean, can you keep going up from those numbers your sophomore campaign?
I think that you can. He's had examples of that preceding him in the NFL. Some guys who are in the Hall of Fame right now. Remember, he had 16 total touchdowns because it's not just his ability to run it. He can catch it out of the backfield as well. No one plays harder than this guy does, down in and down out. I think he's just going to keep getting better.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. They come up in a 2 tight end look here. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
2 plays in a row, the defense won, stacking up the running game. They've got to feel good about themselves, but something has to be in the back of their minds. Are we being set up for something big? They've got to be careful.
Prescott to throw this time. Finding time. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice. Able to get a hand in and tip it away.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 4th, they do snap it to Prescott. He's going to go up top again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. Then the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Throwing now, Palmer on first down. Man open left side is Brown. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Strength throwing the football downfield has never been an issue for this big guy. I still remember the first time I met him. He was playing for USC, and when I got introduced to him, I thought I was meeting their star.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. David Irving in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. On second down, here's Palmer. He's got time. This will be caught inside the 10. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal.
As the field starts to get condensed, the defense likes that a lot because now you don't have as much space to cover, but
Now whistles. Going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. the tight end. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson, and he stopped immediately there. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Zero's kick is right through, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Yeah, he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. The offense staring at a 3rd and 12 here.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground.
Here we go. Ohio. Ohio.
They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. Flush to his right. Complete to Jason Witten. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And the young buck showing that ability, that agility to dance outside of the pocket, complete the deep ball.
And don't think for a second that the coaching staff didn't have their heart rate accelerate a little bit there, right? Anytime you have those young quarterbacks and they get outside of the pocket, you're just hoping that they make good decisions because so many things can happen that can go wrong when you throw it downfield like that. He got away with it there and in a big way. Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. 2nd down, Prescott. He's got time in the pocket. He finds his target, Terrence Williams. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. That one goes for 24 yards.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
It's a pickup of 14 there, and it'll be 1st down, Cowboys. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle. We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
On third down, it's Prescott. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Cole Beasley, the intended target, and it's fourth down. The Cowboys will turn it over now to Dan Bailey for the field goal try. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. And Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
To throw is Palmer, and he fires one incomplete. Back now in Arlington. Second down now after the incompletion. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting to run. Second and 10. It's Palmer again. Oh, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. On third down, Palmer. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. 1 score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
Here we go. It's Palmer on fourth down. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 22 yards on the pickup there. And they're able to move the chains as they convert on 4th and long. 5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. The play clock's running down. They'll throw on first down here with Palmer. It's complete to Brown, right side. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Second down now after the pass completion.
Sally 19. Switch. Get ready. Blue 95.
Now Palmer to throw on second down. And that is incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target. And it's third down. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. To throw again, it's Palmer. And he's got Gresham. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. And now they're in the hurry-up. Throwing now, Palmer on first down. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off the play. It looked like he led him a little too.
He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Troy Nicholas, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Cardinals are just an extra point away from tying this game. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him. Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2. A give to Elliott. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. The 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those. Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. So just about a minute to go here, tie ball game.
As fans, we love free football. But the guys in the field don't. They're going to attack and go for the win right now.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Shift together here from the D-line. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Second down and a little ways to go here. 2nd and 13. The give is to Elliott. And not much of a... And now the Cardinals going to use another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And this one is right through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends. And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me. And the Cardinals offense here ready to take over. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play. And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. He's got it at the 15. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done.